Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Golf GTI Clubsport. I reviewed this car several weeks ago. However, it was part of what we call a smash and grab, which is where you get the car for about an hour and that's it. I enjoyed it that much that I thought, let's get it back in. So I said to Volkswagen, can I please have another play with that car? And they were kind enough to send it to me for a week, which gives an entirely different perspective of this car and enables me to answer two questions. One, would I buy it? And two, who do I think should buy it? Forgetting about me, who is this car for? First though, because I didn't have a huge amount of time with it in the last video, I want to show you around the exterior, because the last video was me just hooning around, well, driving very carefully around the back roads, telling you how amazing it is to drive. I'd like to show you it as well, so let's pull over and have a look. So, quick story, I travel a lot in this job, as you'd guess, and often in these press cars, which means I have to leave my own car unattended. I came back from a recent trip and yes, there was a scrape down the side of it, no note left and no cameras nearby. That's why I've been looking into proper dash cams. And I've been trying out the Basius Prime Trip VD1. What I really love about this one is that you don't need to hardwire it. It runs off a solar panel plus a lithium battery, and that means you get parking surveillance even when your car's turned off for up to 14 days. Of course, if you want to, you can hardwire it as well. It comes with all the kit for that and it's very, very easy, but having that battery makes a massive difference. It kicks in automatically if there's any motion or an impact thanks to a built-in G sensor which detects whether it's a light bump or a full-on collision. Then it records 30 seconds of footage and it's all saved securely for viewing in the Basius app. In terms of video quality, it's fantastic. 4K on the front, 1080p via the handy rear camera, and HDR and Stony Starvis night vision, which means in low light the footage is still very clear. And you can control everything through the Basius app, which now has Wi-Fi 6 support, and there's even voice control for remote access. So for instance, you can say lock the video or show rear camera. You even get a 32GB SD card in the box, and it supports up to 512GB if you want more storage. If, like me, you're in the market for a dash cam, this one is low maintenance, easy to use, very easy to set up, and truly wireless. Check that link in the description, and thanks to Basius for sponsoring this video. Firstly, I can only apologise for how dirty this car is, but that's the English weather at this time of the year. It's not very nice, although actually it doesn't look too bad, does it? It's fairly clean, let's not dwell on that at all. And I'm fully aware this isn't a new car, guys. I am often late to the party with my reviews, but that's good for you because you've had time to think about it. The one thing you don't need to think about at all is how good this car looks. It's so aggressive. Look at it. That is such an aggressive front end. It's very low at the front as well. It's a very low car anyway, but it's particularly low at the front. I do like this generation Golf. So the side profile is, once again, pretty aggressive, and it just looks like it wants to drive. It wants to get on the road immediately. Got some nice detailing here for this Club Sport version. The GTI has these two tailpipes, which again, just give it that really nice stance. This is such a good looking car. Practicality, let's talk about the boot. It's actually quite big. This is still a Golf, so you've got quite a bit of space in here. The rear seats, let's jump in. I am about 5'9"-ish, and there is so much space. This is a really roomy car. I've been in bigger cars, bigger SUVs and things, which have really sloped roofs at the back, but again, this generation Golf feels nice and big in the back, and I can confirm you can get a child seat in here very easily and with no problems whatsoever. It is really comfortable, actually. The front, let's get into the front. Let's put my hat back on. Okay, the interior. It is very Golf, obviously, but very GTI because we have all of the GTI emblems and lettering and stuff. There's some, I think, fake carbon, if I can say it, fake carbon fibre here. GTI branding again on the flat-bottomed steering wheel. Big fan of that as well. It's a nice place to be. It's not the most exciting interior in the universe. In terms of the console, we do thankfully get enough buttons, really. We get all of the drive select and the parking buttons are standard buttons, along with the engine start-stop button, which pulses, and it does so like a heartbeat. So it's kind of ba-boom, ba-boom. Love it. It just gives an indication that this thing wants to go, and that is a theme of this car. The infotainment system is okay. It is a bit complicated in terms of the number, not here, but when we turn the car on, in terms of just the sheer number of things on the screen. It is a bit Stop beeping. Modern cars. I don't know, I just find it, I mean, that's quite straightforward, the mode select, but in terms of everything else, it's just a bit, I don't know, I'm not keen on it. It gets you there, and to be honest, you'll have CarPlay or Android Auto with this car all the time, so it doesn't really matter. The digital display behind the steering wheel is very nice as well. It's all red, so again, very sporty, etc. I know saying very sporty makes me sound about 11 million years old, but I don't care. We also have a Harman Kardon stereo, which is fantastic. If you know Harman Kardon, you know we're in good hands there. So that's my very quick, it's still beeping, my very quick observations of how this car looks and feels to sit in and the practicality, but you don't care about that, I know. If you're buying this car, you're buying it because you want it to be exciting. So is it still as exciting as I thought it was several weeks ago? Let's find out. Right, so question number one is it still fun to drive? Is it as fun to drive as I remember on that sunny day in July this year? Oh yeah, it really, really is. I've purposefully started recording here because I can pull out of this junction very safely and just quickly put my foot down. I promise I'm only doing 50 miles an hour there, max. And also, this is in comfort mode. I've not put it in sport. Let's put it in sport. Oh, I can't go any faster because I'll break the law and there's someone in front of me. And I'll run out of petrol as well. I've got 90 miles left in the tank and it is going quite quickly. More on that in a second. But in terms of the sheer driving joy that you get from I can't even speak, from this thing, it's unrivaled at this price point. I'll put the price down below, and I think personally in the hot hatch area. This isn't a cheap car, obviously, it's still quite expensive, but all cars are expensive these days. But in terms of having that heritage and the mix of, you know, all-out performance and enjoyment on back roads like this and practicality, I don't think you can get anything better, personally. I think the Golf GTI is still the one to get. Like I've said throughout this video, actually talking about the design and the styling of it, it just wants to go, it wants to drive. And the throttle response, particularly in sport mode, is just so immediate and so kind of egging you on to go quick. Now, the challenge with this, as has always been the case with a lot of hot hatches, is that it's front wheel drive and it really struggles to put the power down, particularly on a day like this. It's a little bit damp. It just can't put the power down. If I put my foot down now, it squirms all over the road. You get a lot of torque steer. Foot down. That wasn't quite as bad actually, that was quite controlled, but normally it's just, you've really got to hold on. You've got to hold on for dear life. But I'm probably making it sound like it's frightening and scary and dangerous, and it's not. You know, you're not actually going that fast because it's quite a small car. You always feel like you're going faster than you are. The traction control light is constantly flashing in this car if you drive it as you're supposed to drive it. But that's all part of the fun. It's so much fun on these back roads. It's just, my face. Again, I'm not putting this on. It's a huge amount of fun. This begs one very big question. Would I buy it myself? No. The reason for that, well, the main reason for it is because it mixes practicality with all-out enjoyment and B-road fun. And for me, that means it's a weekend car. But it's a weekend car that is giving you practicality, which means it's actually the sort of car that you end up using during the week as well. It's the one car that you own, basically. For me, I've got very used to driving SUVs. I own a Range Rover Sport, a 2018 HST Range Rover Sport, and for me, that is my main car. So if I was to buy a Golf GTI, I would probably only use it at weekends. That would be a luxury that I can't really afford at the moment. If I'm going to go for that weekend car, it needs to have all of the craziness that this has, but without the practicality. It needs to be really stupid. This is halfway there. This is halfway stupid, but it's still trying to be practical. And I think because of that, I'd be wasting my money. I wouldn't be using the boot to its full potential. It wouldn't need 5 doors. I don't need those doors at the back. I probably wouldn't need the ability to put my kid in the back in a car seat, because that car would be for me. The other reason I couldn't live with this car day to day, I just need to pull over to demonstrate this. It's that throttle response, which when you're driving it, again, as you're supposed to be driving it and having fun with it, is what it should be. When you just want to pull off your drive at home, it's frightening. It's in comfort now, right? And comfort to me means comfortable driving. So let's just pull off my drive. Now, I promise I didn't put my foot down properly then, maybe a little bit, but in fact, let me just stop and show you again, because I was being a bit silly there. Let's just pull off the drive gently. Probably doesn't come across on this camera, but you do get thrown into the back of your seat, and there's been 2 or 3 times when I've pulled off my drive at home. It wouldn't have taken much just to carry on going and smash straight into the neighbour's house opposite. That would get on my nerves after a while. It's a bit annoying at lights as well, because again, this thing just wants to race everything that's next to it, and I don't always want to do that. I'm 45. So, who Mark, what are you doing? How long have you been doing this? As I was about to say, who should buy this? It's actually quite straightforward, I think. And it's the sort of person who listened to what I said a moment ago about it being practical / a bit of a lunatic as well, and thought that's what I want. It would be my only car. I do need to put my kid in the back. I do need to put the shopping in the back and the dog in the back occasionally and whatever. But I do want that fun. And I'll be honest, if that's you, I'm a bit jealous, because I am 45, and as much as I love driving hard occasionally, when you get into your 40s, you just keep thinking about how long you've got left, really. And that is why these kind of cars, as much as I dearly love them, they do frighten me a bit. But I know who they're for. I know, and it would have been me 10, 15 years ago. That is who this car's for. And if you are that person, 1, like I say, I'm jealous, but 2, you will not be disappointed. It's so much fun to drive, and it is practical as well. You will need to put your hand in your pocket quite a lot for petrol, but who cares? That's why we have these cars. My car drinks a lot of petrol as well for different reasons, but it's just so much fun. And the other thing I'll say, I'll finish on this, guys, is that I've driven a lot of EVs recently, an awful lot of EVs, and they're what we have at the moment. I don't know for how long, but equally they are relatively boring. Not all of them, some of them are interesting. I've driven some very interesting EVs, but when you strip back any kind of interest that the brand has managed to build into it, they are appliances, and they all feel very similar, and they don't have that thing under the bonnet that this thing has. They don't have that engine with, belts spinning around and pistons and all that stuff, which is what got me into cars in the first place. The noise, the feel, the sound. That's the same thing as noise, but you know what I mean. The problem is, I don't know how long we've got these for. Is this Golf GTI one of the last examples of a true, proper hot hatch? I think it might be, and I think for that reason, if you're thinking about buying it, get it. It might even become a collector's item, who knows? It might be worth a few quid in a few years' time. Anyway, guys, I will sign off now, and if you haven't subscribed yet, but you've been watching the Next Drive for the last few months, firstly, thank you, but yeah, give it a click. It makes a massive difference. We have got some awesome cars on the way. Anyway, I need to fix my camera, go and get some petrol, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.